Brand new baby right here. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Who's your mama? Go over there and see. I wonder if it's Patsy. Look and see if she's been sucked. Good looking calf. Nice little red calf. You know what? The other day when I thought Patsy had had it, this calf's a few days old. Patsy's had this calf. So, I think we've had an interesting week here. We got some footage of the new calf, and it just went to the bathroom, and it is a heifer. I just got to watch that happen, so we now know it's a little heifer calf. So we're going to have to come up. This is Jerry's first heifer calf. So through this video that we're going to put together, you're going to see some things that, first of all, Wednesday night we got out here. We thought Patsy was getting really close to calving. We've been watching Patsy really close. We knew Crystal was close, but she hadn't really made a bag yet. She wasn't really acting like she was going to have a calf yet. So we kind of thought she would be after Patsy. Well, we came out Wednesday night after work, fed the cows here in the corral, went over there, and I just happened to look over near the hay ring and see a pair of eyes. It's dark, walked over to the pair of eyes, and it was a little reddish dun colored calf. We made the assumption, you'll hear me say it in the video, that for sure it was going to be Patsy's. Oh, the little calf's nursing right now. Push Grady off. It's always fun to watch the new calves and kind of see how they're interacting, make sure they're healthy. But we assumed Patsy's calf. We even said, it's Patsy's calf. We even kind of assumed, it was Buck's calf. We went home, we did some looking at the calendars. Sure enough, it's a little too soon. Buck's calves won't be here. The earliest that Buck could have got a cow bred and have a calf would be mid-February. So turns out it's Jerry's calf, so we had that part wrong. Then we went back and got to looking. Well, I come out Saturday morning during the daylight, and sure enough, the little calf is alongside and nursing off of Crystal, so we got the mother wrong. These are some of the challenges, to whenever you're working a full-time job, you're coming out here after work, it's in the dark, you're trying to feed. We've right now got cattle on 3 little places, so we're running around just trying to get chores done, just glancing at stuff. Mistakes happen, so we've got to go home, correct all the books, put everything right, because this calf is a little heifer calf, and it belongs to Crystal. And it was born roughly either Tuesday, sometime during the night Tuesday, or early Wednesday morning. I really think it was probably about Tuesday. So we'll get that all corrected in the books. That's part of the fun of working full time and trying to run a ranch here at the Tick Ranch. So here's Crystal and her calf. Look at the little feller, or little girl, I don't know which one it is yet. That's Crystal and her calf. That's the little fella. Hey, Minnie. So, you'll remember earlier this week, we kept thinking that when we first found this calf, that it was Patsy's. So, we're going to go over here and look at Patsy. She is springing heavy. And by springing, you can see there, the birth canal is making room for a calf. You can see also her bag. She's got a nice uniform bag coming in. She's looking good. She's getting close to having that calf. But unfortunately, she looks so close for so long now, and being as she's a heifer and they can really fool you, we really thought the other night on Wednesday night when we found that calf, we were 100% sure that was hers, that she had went ahead and had one. That's one of the big drawbacks of doing chores in the dark. You only get 1 or 2 good glimpses of them on the weekends in the light, and then the rest of the time it's pretty hard to see. Oh, Cletus the ranch rooster, how are you, Cletus? You had to have an attitude adjustment the other day, didn't you? There's Grady. He's a little bit spooky, but here we go is the baby calf. Look at the little, oh. Mama Crystal's been a good cow so far. She's doing a good job. All right, so this is Jerry that we were discussing earlier. I'm gonna put that down, it's distracting me. This is Jerry. How you doing, Jerry Bear? So this is our Zebu bull, basically a miniature Brahma. He's kind of been the subject of this morning. So the reality is we purchased Jerry to be our herd bull early on, smaller breed to calve over our heifers. We put him with our heifers. The expectation was that we wanted those heifers to calve sometime last fall. We were really shooting for a September date. As we got closer to spring coming around, when he should have been breeding all of our heifers, hey Dottie, Dottie the Jersey, that's his friend, even though she doesn't act like it. What are you doing, Dottie girl? Yeah, how you doing, huh? So that's Dottie. We didn't believe he was getting the job done. We were starting to have some serious concerns. We were afraid we weren't going to have calves. That's what led us down to going ahead and purchasing Buck and putting Buck, the actual Dexter bull that we're running with the cows now, with them. So you hear us talk about the fact that we misjudged. We thought maybe it was Buck's calf. The reality was we didn't pull Jerry off until such a time where Buck didn't get with the cows. Any cows born after mid-February are going to be Bucks. So what's the big deal? So what we're talking about here is the fact that had we had those calves last fall, the cows would have all been around 2 to 2.5 years old. So what does that really mean? They're going to be close to 3 now as they're having calves. What does that really mean? Well, the reality is about any study you look into for cattle breeding and stuff like that, what they say is, you know, there are advantages as far as you have fewer birthing issues with a cow that's 3 years old with her first calf, but you also lose up to 2 to 3 calves worth of production in that cow's productive lifespan. Meaning for that cow, for some reason that extra year, you lose about 2 calves worth of production, 2.5 really, depending upon where you go. So with Jerry not getting those cows bred as soon as we wanted, us getting attached to an animal, you know, even across just as few as 10 heifers, you're talking about 20 to 25 calves lost in the productive lifespan of those cows, and you are wasting more feed than we are getting you, Dottie. There is more feed on the ground right now than you are getting into your mouth. So anyway, sorry about that, getting distracted by Dottie and her antics. So we're losing 20 to 25 calves. So, I mean, you really got to look down at it as like those things are an investment. We got attached to an investment. We are attached to Jerry. Are we going to let Jerry breed again? Yeah, now that we know that he's capable of getting there and getting the job done, we are probably going to use him to breed some heifers and some other cows that we're concerned about birth weight and stuff like that. We're going to keep him around. But we allowed that sort of sentiment to sort of cloud the decision to go ahead, get a bigger bull faster, get a bull over the cows, and make sure we were getting our cows bred. You know, will it in the end cost us 20 calves, 25 calves? I don't think so. But, you know, the reality is we made some decisions with our heart instead of our head, and it led us to where we're at. Now, don't get me wrong, we love our little Jerry Bear, and we're not going to get rid of him anytime soon. But, you know, that's one of those things you got to make sure of whenever you're getting into this. You know, what are your reasons for getting into it? And if it's profit, you cannot let sentiment get in the way. Hey, Dottie girl.